For most of us, taxes are this thing we deal with once a year, right? It's a chore, a bill we try to get as low as possible. But what if I told you that when it comes to early retirement, taxes aren't just some side issue? They're one of the main things that will decide if your plan actually succeeds. So, how do we make that mental shift? Let's break down the strategy that can seriously make or break your early retirement dreams.
And this quote, it just nails it. The choices you're making right now, while you're earning, are directly shaping the hand you'll be able to play when you stop working. See, good tax planning isn't about finding some secret loophole. It's about timing, it's about coordination, and at the end of the day, it's about building a plan that gives you confidence and real control over your financial life.
So here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to expose a really common trap that trips up almost everyone. Then, we'll get into the lifetime mindset that completely changes the game. We'll break down the 3 essential tools you need in your financial toolkit, we'll challenge some common thinking about saving, and finally, we'll reveal why the order you spend your money in retirement might just be the most important decision you make.
All right, let's dive right in with the biggest pitfall of them all, the annual tax trap. It's kind of the default setting for how we think about taxes, but for anyone dreaming of early retirement, it's where so many costly mistakes are born.
Think about it. Every single year, we're trained to ask, how can I pay less in taxes this year? All the tax software is built around it, all the headlines are about it. And look, that's fine for a normal career path, but it completely falls apart for an early retirement plan that needs to work for decades across lots of very different financial phases.
See, when your only focus is this year's bill, you're often not solving the problem, you're just kicking the can down the road. This can create something called tax congestion, where you suddenly find yourself in your 70s, forced to take huge withdrawals from your 401k, and get this, you could end up in a higher tax bracket in retirement than you were in when you were working. The bottom line is, this annual mindset makes you trade long-term freedom for a little bit of short-term relief.
Okay, so if thinking year to year is a trap, what's the escape plan? Well, it's this huge, powerful shift from thinking about annual bills to thinking about your lifetime tax bill. And for a lot of people, this right here is that big aha moment that changes everything.
So first, let's get our terms straight. Tax deferral. We all know this one. You put money in a traditional 401k, you see your taxable income go down for the year, and you feel like you won. But you didn't get rid of the tax, you just postponed it. Every single dollar you defer, it's like a little IOU you've written to the government, due at a later date.
Now, tax reduction, that's a whole different ballgame. The question isn't, how do I lower this year's bill? It's, how do I lower the total tax I pay over my entire life? And here's the part that sounds a little crazy. Sometimes the absolute best move is to intentionally pay some tax today, like doing a Roth conversion in a low-income year, so you can avoid paying a much, much higher tax rate on that money way down the road.
So when you put them side by side, it's crystal clear, right? Deferral is all about that instant gratification, just postponing the problem. Reduction is about strategically managing that problem over the long haul. A lower tax bill today doesn't automatically mean you won. It's all about playing the long game.
Okay, so this lifetime mindset sounds great in theory, but how do you actually do it? Well, it all starts with understanding your toolkit. And that toolkit is your 3 tax buckets.
Basically, pretty much every dollar you save is going to land in one of these 3 buckets: taxable, tax-deferred, and tax-free. And really getting how each one works is the absolute key to building a plan that's flexible and can handle whatever life throws at you.
First up, the taxable bucket. Think of your normal brokerage account. People sometimes look down on this one, thinking it's not efficient. But its secret weapon? It's control. Total control. There are no age rules. You need the money? You can get it. And that is incredibly valuable for bridging those years before you turn 59 and a half. This flexibility is a priceless asset. Then you've got the tax-deferred bucket, your classic 401ks and IRAs. This bucket is all about growth. Your money grows year after year without getting hit by taxes. So you look at that big number and think, wow, I'm loaded. But hold on, that number is a little deceptive. It's not just your savings. It's also a giant future income obligation that you're going to have to manage someday. And finally, we have the tax-free bucket. Think Roth accounts. And its superpower? It's certainty. When you take qualified withdrawals, they are 100% tax-free. This gives you this incredible stability and peace of mind. It's like a buffer against whatever crazy changes future tax laws might throw our way.
So look, the goal here is not to decide which bucket is the best. That's the wrong question. The real goal is to build a healthy balance across all 3.
because the way your money is spread out is what gives you flexibility and options. And believe me, in the long run, that optionality is worth way more than your total net worth.
In this whole idea of balance, it naturally leads us to start questioning some of the most common advice we get while we're in our saving years. It's all about saving with the end goal in mind.
You've heard it a million times, right? Max out your 401k, max out your IRA. But is just blindly maxing out every single tax-advantaged account you can find really the smartest move for an early retiree? Well, the answer is probably not.
Look, this max everything strategy, it sounds smart, but it's loaded with risks. It creates overconcentration, usually jamming all your money into that tax-deferred bucket, which leads to rigidity. It locks your money up behind age rules, which is the last thing you want if you're trying to retire early. And it completely ignores the huge opportunity cost of not building up that flexible, accessible, taxable account. Basically, it prioritizes a small tax deduction today over true financial freedom tomorrow.
All right, and this brings us to the final, crucial piece of the puzzle. This is where all that planning really pays off, the withdrawal phase, because how you spend your money is every bit as important as how you saved it. Just picture this for a second. You've got two people. Both have $1 million saved up. Looks the same on paper, right? Wrong. One person has it all stuffed into a traditional 401k. The other has it balanced across our 3 buckets. Their net worth is identical, but their experience in retirement is going to be worlds apart. Why? Because that second person gets to choose where their income comes from each year. And that control, that's everything.
And this chart right here, it shows you exactly what I'm talking about. Both bars are the same height, same total net worth. But see the one on the left? That solid block? That's a rigid plan. All the money is stuck in one type of account. Now look at the bar on the right, the one with different colors. That is a flexible plan. Each color is a different bucket: taxable, tax-deferred, and tax-free. That segmentation is your power. It's the ability to pull levers each year to pick your income source and to keep your tax bill under control. That's the real payoff of a balanced plan.
And that really gets to the heart of all this. The goal isn't to chase some fantasy of a $0 tax bill. That's not realistic. The real benefit here is about swapping that tax anxiety for confidence. It's about having the control and the understanding to make your money work for the life you actually want to live, completely on your own terms.
So I want to leave you with one final question to really think about. When you look at your own savings, at your own strategy, are the choices you're making today building a rigid future that's going to box you in? Or are they creating the freedom and the flexibility that you're going to need to live the life you want tomorrow?